Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's AYCG Gamecast, episode 456. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
And Corey Feinside.
Bum, bum, bum.
I almost said Corey Korkanakis. Like I almost did it. Like
I rolled off the tongue a little bit, but I don't think that would.
No.
Well.
But I was like, because Tony's not going to join us tonight. Unfortunately, he's busy.
Yeah.
But
damn you, Jim, you racist.
Yep. Sorry. Yeah, clearly. But so anyways, welcome everybody to 456 of the Gamecast. We have NPD numbers today to talk about. We've got the Marvel Avengers game was shown at Comic-Con. We did our Comic-Con episode for our movie cast. If you want to tune into that, we broke down the Marvel Phase 4. But first, let's get into what we've been up to. There's another Marvel game that came out, and I don't know who's played it besides Mike.
Yourself?
I have. No, I have as well. Corey, you didn't get to play it yet, did you?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I need to concentrate and focus on these big games that are coming out. I was like, I'm really hyped for it, but I know I'm not I'd rather be playing Fire Emblem. So
okay, I think that I know that I'm going to get that game, but I like the fact that I'm avoiding the trials in this game because they seem like they're challenge mode stuff, right, Mike?
They're stuff that actually gives the game depth.
What do you mean? Replay.
Yeah, sure.
Not depth. Depth is not the same term as
it's also how you unlock a lot of the currency in the game, and also how you level up characters that are left behind.
Oh, really? Because I've had that problem.
All the characters are left behind unless you use that to level them up, and that's why you can level them up independent of the story. You kind of need to if you want to have more than 4 characters feasible at all.
That's my problem right now. Is I'm choosing characters every time I go through, and I'm like, oh, let me try this person out now. And I'm
this is Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3. For anyone
yes,
wondering.
sorry.
Yes, you can get away with that for a little bit because when the story mode gets to a new character, they're leveled to where you should be in the story at that point. So you could try new characters that way, and they'll be good for a little bit. But if you revert back to a core team, you're gonna leave them behind eventually too.
Now, the teams you put together in this game give you bonuses, which is awesome.
Yeah, there's so many of them. I don't even keep track of it. Honestly,
everyone does different combinations. It's unbelievable. So I thought by pairing out.
How many characters you get to start with?
None. You start with 4. You're locked into 4 at the beginning of the game, and then something happens, and it opens up to 15.
I would say 12 or 15. Yeah. And then you get characters really quick after that, though. They start adding on big time, and to the point where I'm like, oh, I got to try this person.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is in this game.
Yeah, I mean I'm not that far into it. I just got past. Luke Cage is a playable character. I'll give that away. Sorry, everybody. I just got past that part, so I'm not that far.
Okay.
But I'm enjoying obviously playing as Spider-Man. I actually enjoy playing as the Hulk. He's it's really cool how you play these characters, and they actually do more damage depending on who they are. His strength is so strong. He does hit heavier than other heroes. I think if I remember right, back in the olden days, the Ultimate Alliance never had that you couldn't differentiate with a regular attack.
You might be able to with some of the stats or abilities in the old games. There was way more to level
the abilities,
up.
Yes, but not the regular strikes.
No. I think you could have leveled that up for certain passives or something. There was a might stat. There was a lot. There's actually a little bit more, I think, going on in the older games than this one.
This one has a nice web leveling up section, which just costs currency.
Once again, I'm not sure what that does. I guess you just there's so many numbers. You just add to it and I'll be stronger if I just buy stuff. But there's not too much rhyme or reason to it. It's just more to get better.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I'm trying to follow a little bit of the story, and it kind of reminds me. I think Ultimate Alliance.
Honestly, the first half of the story, at least, is the least interesting Marvel story I can think of.
Good, because I was trying to make that comment. I'm not pulled into this right now. I'm just okay.
It is very generic so far.
I thought I was on another planet, just so you know, until I realized I wasn't, and I'm like, oh, I'm on Earth. Okay.
Well, they didn't really know what they were doing there for a little bit, so
yeah. So, but I did like some of the boss battles.
I mean, that's what this game is. It's really a series of boss battles.
It's difficult too.
Yeah, it's a little harder than I expected. I didn't die in the main story to any bosses yet. I did in the trials though. They ramp up the difficulty for certain things.
Yeah, okay.
So I've
See,
died a bit there.
the problem I'm having is the chaos that occurs. I'm having a hard time doing these sync the abilities.
Yeah,
I don't understand. I'm button mashing when I try to do it.
yeah, it turns into that. There's a couple problems. First of all, the camera in this game is the worst camera I've
It's
experienced
horrible
in
camera.
a very long time. Like
Yeah, horrible.
this is
camera.
like I haven't had like problems with cameras like this since like the N64. Like it's pretty bad.
It's bad. Like there was a part where I'm like I don't know where my characters are. What's happening here? I'm in a cell, but I can't tell you what's on that side.
And yes, if you're wondering, I know about the heroic camera or the old school more isometric one, but they both get lost in things.
Yeah, you still get
sometimes.
behind things, stuck behind
And there's
things, on top
also
of things.
there's also a lot of camera lock situations where it's not really locked in a good spot.
Isn't there like a new camera mode?
Yeah,
well?
that's the
heroic mode. Yeah,
that's when you're playing solo and you could get a little closer. It goes a little too close, honestly. Sometimes
yes, yeah.
you don't really know what's going on. But the way there's a bigger emphasis on what used to be like those fusion attacks in Ultimate Alliance 2.
Yes, but I'm like
they call them
I'm having a hard time
synergy.
pulling them off. Yes, I like because it seems chaotic to me.
It is well. You need the other character relatively near you when you do it, and
But why does it? How do you differentiate by who they can sync with?
pretty much anyone can sync with anyone. Almost they have different sort of logos that tell you what.
When you
type.
hold down the R trigger, it comes up and like who's going to link with you, and then
yeah.
Do you have to press that? Do you have to press that direction to get to the other person to press A on them? Because it said press A on the next hero.
See, you're talking with AI or a person?
AI.
With AI, they're like in the neighborhood of your character. It should do it automatically when you press their like back shoulder button. And
then you press the okay.
Yeah, if you both have enough of your energy meter to like do a special move like that.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to do it, yeah, pretty much you're gonna just spam it and hope for the best.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. And then the L and R button do like an ultimate team attack.
Yeah, and that's good too. I kind of like it's cool and it's a big bombastic thing, but
yes,
I kind of wish I could see what the characters are actually doing.
It's so chaotic with like explosions.
Like I would like to see what they're doing, but
yeah,
because I'm sure it's kind of cool, but you can't really see it.
Yeah, no, it's chaotic. It definitely is. So like that's only
think of the art style on this.
I am not a big fan of it.
I love the character models. The environments are god awful.
Yeah, that's about right. That feels about right. I don't think the character models are great. I think they could be better.
They're not bad.
They're very cartoony though. Like that's we talked about this before and how like Marvel's like Avengers game and this. Like, I'd rather look at this than Marvel's Avengers.
These are like the people you remember. Yeah.
When I first saw the character models, I was like, but then I'm like, all right, they're good. Like they're more detailed than you think.
Is it enhanced because of how bad the Avengers game looks?
That and it's also how bad the environments in this game look. Like I swear, there's
like Disney Infinity stuff. You know, like just more like cartoony.
Yeah, they definitely more cell shaded style. But
they don't look bad to me. Like I've grown to like the sort of look of the character models. I think they look pretty good. They're more detailed than you think initially too. The only thing that's kind of, I guess their hands are all kind of big a little bit. Like
they're pretty big. Big-handed, yes.
But
there's a lot of leveling up too. I mean, there's your stats, there's your character's abilities, which don't
each ability you have to level up. Although
and you have to remember to do that.
Then you gotta level up. You're not even far enough to do the ISO 8 bullshit yet.
No, and then there's there's another leveling up section too. I'm already forgetting.
Yeah. So I mean, like there's a lot to level up. So there is depth that way, but again, it all feels kind of samey because there's no like loot really. There's just currencies that you can use to level up. And I kind of wish.
What are the XP cubes?
You can use them to artificially level up characters. The problem is you spend them and you'll like boost their leveling. You need the higher level ones in order to really do much of anything. The small ones you can like spam like 5 or something to get a level or 2 into a character. So there is ways to like level up the characters that fell behind, but it takes like a lot of those XP cubes. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's really the only thing. That's the only thing I've seen that you can find out there in the environment.
Yeah, I mean, eventually you'll get ISO 8, which basically acts as gear used to in the old games, where you
Okay.
can each character will have a growing number of slots that you can plug in, and it'll buff them in certain ways, and then you can also break those down to make new ones. It's a lot of currency and stuff. So basically, what you're doing, you're always going to do more or less the same thing. You're going to like button mash,
Yeah.
and then you just got to like keep up with those things so you're strong enough to survive at your level.
Okay. All right.
So
Well,
I
that's
mean,
my
like,
problem right now. So yeah.
the problem
Is the gameplay loop like worth it though? Like that's the thing with the like Diablo style games for me. Is like, is it
No,
worth
there's no loop. So there's no loot. That's the problem for me.
problem for me.
Yeah.
And also one of the other things, like some of the harder unlocks in the Infinity Trials, where it's like mostly like sort of like clearing rooms or boss battles that are slightly augmented from how they were in the story. The biggest unlocks are costumes, and the costumes suck. They're just they're straight color swaps for like a character. They're quite disappointing considering how hard you have to work for them. So I mean, again, the fact that I play the older games recently hurts my experience a little bit here because I'm comparing everything pretty directly, and in some ways it's wanting. Actually, in a lot of ways, I think, but I'm still very much addicted to the game, and I'm playing it a lot.
It's addictive because of the universe it's in. I feel like this is a little bit undercooked. I feel like it's a little undercooked.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I feel like their philosophy was to streamline a few things from the older games too.
Oh,
like,
maybe
again, there's like 2 attack buttons. There's no combos. There was and there's a stun meter. That's very important. Like everything is about that. Old game,
the dodge and block seems to be very random for me, sporadic. Like I'm tapping it just randomly.
Well, the thing is, block doesn't really block. It just takes less damage, and certain moves are unblockable. So
I just want to dodge. I just dodge all the time.
Mostly. Yeah. And if you have a flying or web swinging character, you can use that to just run away pretty well compared to the other characters. But is
Spider-Man the best character then?
I'm enjoying playing as him.
Spider-Man is pretty essential. He also slows people down with his webs. I like him a lot. He's been one of my consistent ones, and Wolverine too.
What's your top team then right now?
Right now, I don't want to spoil certain characters, although I think we've seen most of them already.
There's a lot in this cover, so I don't think you're going to spoil it. But go on.
Well, right now, it is Wolverine. He does have a healing factor, although I hate you can't level it up like you could in the older games. So it's not. I can't make it broken like I want to.
Yeah.
So there's Wolverine, Spider-Man, and then I'll do probably Nightcrawler because he's got some good teleporting moves that gets him in and out of harm's way real quick. Although you can't teleport him through walls in this game. And then my 4th person is basically the newest character I get because they're always leveled up. It's been Doctor Strange lately, it was Venom in the past. Now he's way behind. So yeah, it just sort of changes the 4th person. But yeah, those 3 have been.
What about you, Jim? Are you still sticking with like the 4 basic guys?
No, no, I'm doing Wolverine, Spider-Man, Hulk, and Thor at the moment.
But that's another issue I've come across in the Infinity Trials, because when you have characters that are way behind level-wise, to unlock their alternate costume, even though it is just going to be a different color, you need to be that character and only that character in a like 1 versus whatever situation. So if they're under-leveled, you have to spend a bunch of shit just to like do that to get their costume. So there's a few. I do recall that stuff. If the characters you wouldn't play in older games, they would level up, but they'd be like 5 levels behind. Like here, they don't level up at all if you don't touch them. Like
there used to be an auto spend feature too. Like it used to auto level them.
Yeah. So I got characters that are like level 31, level 32 right now. That's my highest level stuff, and then I have level 6s because I didn't play a certain character after like their introductory section. So
you have to go back through the trials to level these guys up. Is that how you have to do it?
That would be the best way to do it, or just spend a bunch of level cubes. I don't know. There's definitely a few issues, but I actually do like the Infinity Trials just because they give you like a bunch of stuff and like
I understand why they're there. they're like your challenge mode. They're like that what you want in the game. You know, they continue on after the story's done.
Yeah, but again, they feel kind of essential as far as having options with your team in the main game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. It is strangely addictive. I actually don't mind playing it handheld. And
I haven't even tried that yet.
Yeah, I mean, Pro Controller's really nice. I played that today, finally, with the Pro Controller. But the handheld is really not bad because they really simplified the game, like the 2 buttons, and I mean, they really simplified it. So the camera is such chaos, anyways, that I didn't see much of a difference on my TV or my handheld. So I was fine with either one, to be honest with you. So I don't know. It's that's what I've really been playing mostly. Mike, anything else for you? Or is that it?
No, I'm as much as I like have issues with this, I'm still really enjoying it. I played it quite a bit.
I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
It's the whole universe, right? It's the theme, the characters.
It's the same, the characters, but there also is a little bit of like
nostalgia.
There's no. I mean, the loop is there in a way. There's a little bit of like time to go to work to get stuff to level these characters up.
Yeah, well, that was the drive. But that was the drive in the other game too. It was.
Yeah, no, for sure. There was specific gear in certain games too, and
well, that's what I'm hoping that they had.
There's also more stuff to experiment.
Costumes were big too.
Yeah, the costumes are big, and again, they're not a very good incentive in this game, unless they have other ones that are like more different. But
I hope they are going too soon, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So.
But and again, the levels. I'm not too thrilled with the level design.
Very basic. Yeah.
Anytime there's a puzzle, they're just like stupid and in
it's
the
like
way.
It's mash. It's another mash puzzle.
And
I just mash until I figure it out.
And there's not much in the way of exploration. Like there's a few like hidden walls that are obvious. But
obvious other paths give you XP cube,
yeah, but it's not like I remember in the older games you would have to like find like all the like Sidorak gems to like unlock like Juggernaut or there would be a lot more. There was even destructible environments and walls you could break through in the older games.
That's what I'm saying. There was a lot more destruction in that game.
A lot more destruction, and I actually miss the characters and the abilities. You could like web grab something and throw it into people. And you can't do that in this game.
No. It was like I said. It feels a little
room to grow here. At least that sounds like. And
I know it is a little frustrating to me though when you're talking about a game that's like 10 years old and like it's not built on. It's like sort of streamlined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But again, I'm still like way into it, and I'm looking forward to playing it as soon as I'm done with it.
There you go. Sign of a well-made game.
It is. Yeah, addictive. Corey, what have you been playing?
Mostly just Destiny. They got their moments of triumph stuff going on, so I'm just trying to do that. They had so there was this new gun. They brought back an exotic that people were clamoring for, which is the Bad Juju. It is an exotic pulse rifle, and the quest to get it involved a certain aspect where you had to get these trophies essentially, and then put them into this triumph hall. And there was a glitch that allowed you to get it once and then not place the trophy out, and then switch to a different character, go to that place and put the trophy out because it was account based. And then you could just plop it in and then go out, plop it in. And you need to do this 50 times to complete this one triumph. And so you could just do that and take maybe 45 minutes if you had not done the quest yet. If you already started it, then it wouldn't work. So I was a little late to the party, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you could do this." I was like, "All right, might as well. I'll do this." And then so it took like 45 minutes to do this quest that's supposed to probably take weeks to get done in all reality. So a lot of people complained about it to Bungie and were like, "This is not fair, blah blah blah. How can you let this be?" So what Bungie did in the latest update is said starting August 1st or whenever the next I think next week's update maybe, if you had done this glitch, we're gonna lock you out of this gun. So you're not gonna be able to use it until you've legitimately done the quest.
Is that the way they wanted them to go about this?
So it's like, it's like double-edged blade here for me, because for one, I did spend time to do this thing, which like, to be fair, it was way quicker and obviously not the way it was intended by the designers, and I understand that. But on the other hand, it's like, it's not also my fault that like I didn't jump on this right away and be like try to do this. And
why don't they just patch it going forward? Why do they have to penalize people that hacked it? I
right,
mean,
and that's
it's
the
like
thing.
loot,
That's
it's
what
like the
they've been
loot cave.
doing.
It's like the
That's
loot
what they've been
cave.
doing before. Like the patches come out all the time for glitches that people find. They don't take things away from you in that sense. They always just say, "All right, going forward, you're not going to be able to do this again."
Exactly.
So it's like you've already done this thing.
Like
there
I
you
said,
go.
it's exactly like the
Right.
loot cave.
So it's
of old.
weird.
Yeah.
It's weird for
Basically,
them
like
to actually go back and have them do this because I was like, I'm surprised that they're actually going to go back and lock you out of that content that
was it
gotten.
were people crying more unfair than normal about this? Is that why?
I don't necessarily know if it's more or not, but I think that it was just there was the intent for for the designers that I think it was more on that and the fact that people did complain about it and things like that and saying, "Oh, this is not fair," blah blah. But also, the designers didn't intend for people to just glitch.
No, I understand that wasn't the intent. But
Is
hey,
this a gun? This is a gun they can use in the Crucible.
All guns can be used in the Crucible.
So then, yeah, it becomes that gray area where it becomes an actual advantage with other players.
But at the same time, it's like there are way worse things that you can be bringing into the Crucible than this gun, in my opinion. And so it just is weird. It was kind of like, oh, I'm surprised Bungie actually is going to lock you out now. But they are giving the people that did this glitch plenty of time to actually legitimately achieve get the gun and do the things. I've already done everything to have this weapon, so I'm not going to be affected, but it's not going to lock me out. But it just seemed weird that they actually were going to do that. So it was kind of like a double-edged sword there, but been having fun there. Just and there is another glitch that's been going on recently, where you can drop your light down to a level where it's not going to be effective to anything. So you get matched with other people that are doing the same thing, and you go into this one event called there's these forges where you can just go in, matchmake into it, and then fail it, and you get planetary materials, which are currency essentially for things throughout the game that you need to spend on, like doing upgrades to weapons and spending on other things that will help you throughout the game. So you're getting these planetary materials for essentially doing nothing. It takes a minute to fail this thing. So what people are doing is loading into these and just leaving their Xboxes on and then leave, or PCs or whatever they're doing, and just leaving for the day. So, and then within let's say they go to work for 8 hours, then come home, eat dinner, and then like maybe 10 hours later they come back. Their character's still in that whole loop because the other people in this matchmade thing are doing the same exact thing. Yeah. So it's like everybody's kind of like, assumed, hey, we're just gonna do this farming method and not do anything, and you're getting like thousands of hundreds and thousands of these planetary materials for doing absolutely nothing.
Wow. Well, that seems a lot worse, to be honest with you, but who am I? So
it's funny, but yeah, and I have been also taking advantage of that.
Yeah, of course. If it's there, you got to take advantage of it. So otherwise, I mean, it's like otherwise you just fall behind.
I mean, if you ain't glitching, you ain't trying. Whatever that saying
like,
is.
Was it? It's like baseball on steroids.
Yeah, exactly. Cork bats and all. Come on.
If you're not doing it, somebody else is, and you're losing.
Right.
All right. Let's get into the news here. We've got some Marvel news real quick. We've got the Ultimate Alliance is tracking well ahead of their original expected sales, which is good. The last 48 hours, it's selling really well. I forgot to put that in when we're talking about.
I mean, I am excited for this game. I do think I'll be able to pick this game up much later at a much more cost-effective price.
And it's funny me just hearing that. It's like, all right, I can't wait for a sequel that builds on this stuff.
I did really well with this game, getting it for. I went to GameStop and they had some. I had some kid trading his games, and I heard the associate say, "Well, if you get a pre-owned game, we'll give you 50% bonus credit." And the kid wasn't getting it, so I was like, "Did you?" I went up there and I'm like, "Did you say like I get 50% if I trade these 4 games in if I buy a used game?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Any used game?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, okay. I walked over and grabbed Hannah Montana on the DS, and I'm like, there's 99 cents. I get it for 89 cents because I'm a pro member. And then I got 50% bonus credit on my trades. I ended up getting another $40 on trade. So yeah, I got $110 in trade. So I got.
And you wonder why GameStop is going out of business.
I got Ultimate Alliance for nothing. Well, for nothing for my trade, my games. But so
yeah, you're not playing on
and I have enough for another game.
Oh yeah, they actually that reminds me, they did announce at Comic-Con the the first group of their DLC thing, which
Right.
I probably am going to get now. I feel like I like the game enough.
Also, Cyclops and Colossus will be free.
Cyclops and
Yes, that's
Colossus
cool.
will be free, which is I feel like they might have changed their minds about that. It seems like weird to have an update like in between, like in late August. I think they're going to be free.
Yeah.
And so that frees up some more spots for the X-Men pack, but that's not first. They're doing Marvel Knights first, which will be some of their more. They went through the list. I think is Blade one of them.
Yeah,
Blade,
Yes.
Moon Knight,
yeah.
and,
Some
darn
other
it.
characters.
forget
I
the
don't.
last one. I want to say Morbius, but I don't think it was.
No, it was Morbius.
Have we heard? Are they going to like give them like their own like stories in this game? Unlike
That's the other thing. No, they said that the each DLC is going to come with some story content. Now,
Good.
I don't know how much it's going to be because the whole thing is going to be $20, which is all a package. It's all or nothing. But for like 4 characters times 3, that's 12 characters, and then like I don't know how long these story sections are going to be. So it'll be interesting. And then some people were surprised it was Marvel Knights first. They're all revealed, and we're going to get 2 more spots for X-Men since they're going to be coming for free. X-Men and Cyclops and Colossus. So that's pretty good news that way. I know that probably. I don't even know which ones will be unlocked by the end of the playthrough. I've avoided those spoilers so far, but it'll be interesting to see. I'm probably going to end up getting. So yeah, they had a big deal though. They talked a lot kind of about Marvel Ultimate Alliance during Comic-Con.
Yeah. So they also said Marvel's Spider-Man on PS4 is the best-selling game in North America, well, in the United States actually,
Nice.
of all time, superhero game. So that took the lead there. Beat out Arkham City and Arkham Knight. Arkham City was number 2. It was number 1. So that is awesome news for Marvel. And they also showed some more of their Marvel Avengers game, which still didn't look great, but had a tease that they're going to have a Ms. Marvel in this, possibly, with the Kamala Khan character. So that was a little tease they had in the whatever they showed people that played it at Comic-Con. So
it looked like, according to anyone, like it was leaked. I didn't really watch it because it was a bad angle.
Yeah,
but it seemed just like more of what we saw so far.
Yeah, it didn't.
Yeah, I didn't bother. I was just like, I'm gonna wait until they show it officially because like it doesn't look good already, and I'm not gonna watch some cam video of some guy.
That's what I'm gonna wait. Maybe they can get the graphics better. I doubt it at this point, but hopefully they can. So we'll see.
I'm much more curious in the characters that are not known in the MCU, just because of that whole like uncanny valley of how close they are to not being close at all. It's like
yeah.
So I want to see some of these other characters that we haven't seen.
Like, why couldn't they make them look like these comic book characters? Like, look, that's Ultimate Alliance.
I I don't mind them doing this realistic look thing, but at the same time, it's just like too close, but not close enough.
It's because they're in the style of the MCU, but they're just not quite there. So yeah,
right. And it's like not to like be offensive or anything, but like, Black Widow does not look pretty. She doesn't look like a pretty like
assassin. That's what their character is. Yeah.
And Captain America doesn't look like your typical blue collar, blue chip dude. Like it's like I don't know.
It reminds me a little bit of how I didn't like Superman's face in Injustice 2. How he just kind of looked like an accountant or something, like, to me. Like, I don't know. It's hard to even place. He just didn't look like Superman-y enough, even though like there was nothing like, he had the dark hair, the blue eyes and stuff, but it just didn't look quite right. He just looked like a normal dude.
With Arkham, they did a great job of bringing characters that have been on screen to a game and had it look good.
Again, there is just a little bit of stylization to those characters that I guess you don't have in this game.
We talked about it, even with Spider-Man. I thought Spider-Man, I had no problem.
Honestly, I thought the faces look kind of weird. Spider-Man. I think this is right in line with them, to be honest. Like, they look like the same type of thing going on.
Maybe. All right. What else we have? We have Overwatch's new hero, Sigma, was announced today or yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, and big changes coming up in Overwatch.
In
we have the Overwatch League is going to go into a 2-2 lock, which means you have 2 damage, 2 support, and 2 tank.
Good. We were talking about that last time. So that's good.
And then you can have in regular Overwatch for us. We have that coming up, and also role queuing, so you can queue up to be in a tank role or a
It's interesting.
Play the character, the type of character you want to be in, not a set character.
And so it's kind of helps match make things a little bit better. So that's cool. And then obviously you're getting this new character soon, which is a tank. And so
interesting.
People don't like to play tank, I guess. It's good, good to get people in the tank role there. Try them out.
Yep. Let's see. We've got Google Stadia is going to offer.
Or everybody wants to play tank.
Offer their premium members, the ones that pay that premium subscription of what's it, $10 a month. They're going to offer them a game free per month, roughly a game per month for free, just like Xbox and PlayStation 4 do.
I'm curious. Did we do a prediction stuff on E3
for Stadia?
I don't think we did Stadia.
I'm just saying. I'd like to say that this, I think, is just reminding me a lot of the Uyu right now.
It does.
I talked about it earlier.
I get those vibes like crazy.
Like when during E3 they had that founders package where you could get like for $169 or something like that. And I was looking at it like I was like, you know what? Maybe this will be cool. I'll try this. And then I was like, wait, no, I've gone through this experience already. And who knows? I mean, it could turn out to be the next thing, but I just can't see it working for the next year or two.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're still a year or two away.
Yeah.
And that's why I think xCloud, whatever, is going to be more successful because you have that console.
I think they've had the presence already for it. Yeah.
Yeah. That console to kind of, use as a good basis to in a concordance with the streaming, like what Phil Spencer was saying, you want to use them together.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. What else they have? We have Tencent is going to partner with the Pokemon Company for a new game. That's pretty big.
Yeah, mobile
more than likely. Yeah, they didn't say exactly, but you gotta bank on mobile here. China, man, hitting China with that stuff. That's gonna be huge. They're gonna make a lot of money. That's it. It's gotta be a service game. A free to play kind of mobile kind of thing.
I wonder if it'll have any tie-in to Sword and Shield.
Oh, maybe. But yeah, so they've partnered up. And we have the NPD news actually came out. So we have, let's see. Well, the Switch was the best-selling console. Myself on screen here, and the number one selling game for the month was Super Mario Maker 2, which is fantastic.
I see that flame like Mario stage everywhere right now.
Oh god, that thing drives me nuts to watch. It makes me it drives me nuts. Let's see here. We've got Crash Team Racing at number 2. MK11. Looks like Spot 4 took the month off. This is June. The month of June. Yeah, Spot 4 took the month off. Number 5 is Minecraft. Smash Brothers Ultimate at 6. Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man, number 7.
Yeah, again, I really think they got a boost from the hype for
absolutely. Far From Home, yeah, definitely. 2K19 from NBA 2K19, Mario Kart 8 and Days Gone are in your top 10 there. Yeah, I mean, it re-entered it, and I think that's clearly the 5th best-selling game in the last 12 months, Spider-Man, and it got back into the top 10 because of that bump, I think.
It also had like some sort of sale, I think Tony mentioned too. It was real cheap for a little bit. But either way, that was probably tied.
Wow.
That was probably tied into, the movie hype as well. They did it on purpose, probably.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. MK11's the best-selling game of the year so far.
I mean, the first half of the year, there's not normally all that much. So
no. I know that Tony's got to feel a little worried here about Red Dead Redemption being down there on that list with nothing coming out. Yeah. I don't think I'm clearly not as crazy as everybody thought it was when I made that bet.
It's not a GTA game.
No, that's where I was making that bet for.
And the online is not there.
The online has been a big disappointment for it so far.
Yeah.
I've tried it twice and then never looked at it again.
Yeah. Man, the only thing I've heard about Mario Maker 2 is a lot of people complaining there's no actual D-pad on the Switch controller. That is the biggest complaint I'm hearing right now from this. And then the Joy-Con float issue, which has been going on. But Mario Maker's selling well, though, besides that. You have the float? You can call them and get a new one, I heard. They're just replacing it. Yeah, because the class action, they're just replacing them for free. So, Yeah, they've been instructed to tell their employees just say yes, we'll replace it for you. So if you have that, I don't think I have that. Maybe I do.
Now, is this the analog stick like gets stuck a little bit and it floats like
It
that?
drifts.
Or?
It's a stick drift.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
like Microsoft had the same problem. I set my stick.
It was killing me when I was playing Xenoblade because like you have these things that you're trying to do and then like it just cancels you out because you're drifting. Like what? No.
I think my first 360 controller did that.
Yeah, my first Xbox One controller did that.
This.
My my Pro controller does that slightly. My Elite controller does that slightly on the Xbox. So I'm looking at the new one.
They do them too. Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, man, if the new one was just if the new one was $200.
Yeah. I know. I'd be right there with you. I get you. Especially now that I have the free credit at GameStop, I'm like, I can just use it because I really want that. But and it will be compatible with the new Xbox, so that's a positive. It's future proof. But I don't know. So that's your MPD. I think that's it on news this week. Yeah, that's it. It's Comic-Con is the movie time and the comic books and all that stuff. So, but we had a lot of Marvel news. It was Marvel. It was Marvel Madness. Oh, yeah.
I made that a title of something already.
Did you?
I think so. Or maybe at least I've said
the multiverse of madness.
At least I said it in my description. Maybe it wasn't a title.
That reminds me though. Do we get a nice multiverse introduction with Doctor Strange? I forgot to talk about that.
Probably.
Well, no, yeah. I mean,
the name is in there.
Yeah,
it's apparently Beck wasn't lying.
Yeah, exactly.
You made something up, but it turned out to be true. And I think you had to introduce it at some point because you're going to want to get the Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen in this
I think so. I think it's going to be great.
That is one aspect of Ultimate Alliance. It's pretty cool. The characters from the PlayStation game, the voice actors for Miles Morales and Spider-Man are back. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right. I think it's going to wrap up this episode. Thanks for tuning in. You can write us, podcast@allycangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, AllYourGeek. Like us on Facebook. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. See you guys next week. We'll have some topics back for you. Actually, no, we're going to do Spoilercast next week. No topic next week. But after that. Thanks.
Sure.